cover tomorrow morning, you can always send them my way afterwards. All right, let me get the recording started here. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, what got you interested in coaching?
You honestly, yeah, I watch a lot of your content. I've always been passionate about Overwatch, and I want to be able to give that to other people as well, help
Okay.
them pursue what they want to pursue.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. So do you coach, or do you just have friends that you help out with, or what specifically?
I manage my school's esports team, so we have an Overwatch team, and I kind of manage all the coaching, set up scrims, etc.
Okay, makes sense, makes sense. So will today be like some questions in regards to that, and gameplay in regards to that, or mostly selfish and what I can do I will translate over, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Okay,
A little bit
sounds
of
good, sounds good. All right, let's get this form here. So how long have you been playing Overwatch?
both. Season 3.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, quite a while.
Okay. I was gonna say which season 3, but that clarifies things right there. All right. And what has allowed you to survive so long? And have you taken breaks any along the way?
Oh god. Yeah, a lot of breaks. I played Fortnite for a bit, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, kind of on and off.
Okay. When you took breaks, what was it that kind of kicked you out? And then when you didn't take breaks, what was it that brought you back in?
Honestly, friends a
Hmm.
lot to begin with, because obviously I was a bit younger back then.
Right.
And a lot of my motivation came from playing with people. So a
Yep.
lot of my friends played Overwatch.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that for most people, myself included, a lot of the hobbies that we do, even if they're pretty serious hobbies, are like heavily influenced by social stuff. Like right now, one of the big hobbies that I'm doing right now, I've been a bit of a crisis mode because the social aspect of it has like been really rough. So it's like even though I love what I'm doing with it, it's like so hard sometimes to do it.
yeah.
But yeah. Okay, makes sense. So then what do you think of Overwatch 2? How have you been enjoying Overwatch 2?
I love it way more. I love it way more than
Why is
Overwatch
that?
1. Oh, Double Shield killed me, man.
Hmm.
As a DPS player, that was just so bad. I
Yeah.
hated just sitting there shooting shields whole game.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Well, welcome back. Glad things are going well. And I'm seeing here that you have quite the DPS pool. Um,
Uh, that's actually one of my big problems that I do want to bring up to you at some point. I'm a hyper flex player.
mhm, mhm.
Like you can put me on any character in the game, and I can play it.
Okay. Now you said that's a problem. Why?
I'm having trouble kind of like committing to a role, and
Hmm.
especially when I'm trying to like move into like trying to find an open div team or something like that.
Right.
Try and take it a little bit more serious. I
Right.
think it'd just be beneficial to kind of like stick with the role and try and
For sure.
focus on
For
that.
sure. Because that was gonna be my next question. Is just like, what about why do you feel the need to specialize in a role? Because obviously, if you're looking to like rank up faster, join a team, that's a problem. And then there it was, right? You want to join a team, you need to
Yeah.
specialize. So why have you had such a hard time specializing it? Is it a bad thing or is it a good thing that you just enjoy so many things?
Uh, I just I feel confident on everything. I don't know. Like support, I can queue a lot. Support's my highest rank at the moment.
What is it right now?
M3,
M3, okay.
M3 on support. I'm D2 on tank. I'm also super confident on tank. I'm a DPS player at heart. I have all my scrim time up until now is on DPS, but ironically, it's the role I'm least confident in.
Were you a DPS player initially or most of Overwatch 1?
Yes.
It's always how it goes.
Yep.
The second and third roles, the second and third heroes always just do better. I think what happens is when you start with a role, you develop bad habits. And
Mm,
as your understanding of the game improves, when you pick up newer things, you start them at a higher level just from scratch.
yeah.
Um, one of my weakest heroes is the first hero that I have played, and one of my most played heroes, period, Genji.
Uh,
That's how it goes. And one of my best heroes is the heroes that I didn't even pick until I was playing Overwatch for like a year and a half.
mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing though is like understanding that doesn't have to stay that way. It just means that we have to recognize that you're kind of working at a disadvantage and work accordingly. Um,
Yeah.
So when you say that you're trying to join an OD team, what's your motivation behind that as well? Because you said you're managing things for your school as well. Is this a college, high school?
High school. I'm in grade 12 at the moment.
Okay. So you're assume you're getting ready to move on. Then I guess that's why you're looking ahead.
Yeah, uni next year. There's a university near me that has like a pro Overwatch team, so I kind of
Okay.
want to
Okay.
take on track for that.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. And do you know what? Do you know if you'd be able to make the team in terms of your current SR, or if there's a role you'd want to lean towards for the team, or what?
No, not particularly. I think most of them are like around GM, so I
Okay.
kind of want to get somewhere around there.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's the thing. This is what I would recommend. Obviously, the most important thing, the ultimate goal, would be for you to find out what role you enjoy the most and get that role up to the highest level. But obviously, as you've seen, it's been kind of tough to decipher for you where that's going to be.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend though is, when in doubt, experiment. And what I mean by that is focus on a role for a period of time and see how much you hate your life. And then you're like, I've done so, like one tricking, or not even one tricking, but spending the majority of your focused time on DPS, right? I hate this. Is miserable. I don't like this actually that much. Like, I mean, I was able to get it to like barely masters, but this is not as fun as I thought it would be. Or maybe it's like, oh wow, this is actually really good. Or do that with support, or do that with tank. And really the goal should be to try to do it with everything, right? Go through a cycle of a time. Maybe I would aim for 3 to 4 weeks. That'd probably be a good ballpark to start, and see where you fall. Because what that's going to do is that's going to educate you not only on like allow you to actually make some progress with the heroes that you're playing, but also like let you feel exactly what you really enjoy without just like dabbling in. Because if you're gonna get to that, if you want to get to that level where you're like able to play a role or get to Grandmaster, that's what it's going to feel like. So you need to know what that's going to feel like and decide how much you enjoy it or how much you hate it.
Yeah.
That would be my recommendation. I don't know what you're doing right now, but I imagine it's probably not that.
Yeah, it's not that.
So what are you doing right now in terms of training or playing?
In terms of training, I play probably about 15 games a day.
Okay.
But
Okay.
no,
It's
the
a lot of
role
Overwatch.
changes. Yeah, it's a lot of Overwatch. The role kind of changes depending on, because obviously I play with my school team quite a bit, and when I play for them, I play tank or DPS, and I kind of like flick between the two. But when I solo queue, I play support, so it's like a bit of everything.
Now you play support because you enjoy support more right now?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
I feel like I just get the most value out of support. Like I can consistently get value.
What heroes?
Ana, Zen, and Kiri mainly.
Good choices.
Yeah.
I mean, tank. What are the tanks that you enjoy the most?
Reinhardt, Winston. I've been playing a lot of Ram recently.
Okay. And then
Diva.
DPS. I mean, we put this one in the
Genji.
forum, so I don't know if it's changed though.
Genji, Cassidy, Widow.
So like hyperflex.
Yeah,
basically.
literally just depends what the team needs. Hanzo.
Sure. Makes sense. So just flex. Okay. I don't really have a lot more to say in that regard. I would highly recommend doing what I told you to try. Obviously, when it comes to your team demands with high school, you're gonna have to, you play what you got to play. However, how many hours per week is that?
Team stuff. We try and play probably about 2 hours a night.
Every night?
Not every night, but most nights. Majority of nights.
Okay. That might be tough then. That is a lot for a high school team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely try to at least take your own personal time and try and devote it to either like DPS or tank that you're already doing with your high school, or like support with what you're doing. But try and specialize for a period of time as much as you can, even if that's just right now you're only specialized like 30-40% of the time. let's actually get that to 50, 60% of the time, as much as you can, and just see how that goes, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And do that for 3 or 4 weeks with a role. Doesn't matter which one you start with. And then from there, move on to the next role, see which one you enjoy the most. Because right now you have flex support, you have main tank, and flex DPS potential, right?
Yeah.
Now main tank, obviously you're going to be playing pretty much all tanks, but like, let's just say tank with a main specialist, right? And same thing with the DPS, right? You can play hit scans, but you're a true flex, and then even with flex support, I'm sure you could do fine on Lucio or whatever, but you prefer to have more flex support tendencies. So I think that's a pool that is valuable and useful. Lean into that, and who knows, you might join your collegiate team and they might be like, hey, we need you to play fill in the blank, right? And the most important thing is that you need to not be masters. That needs to be the goal. Now, I know I'm not the guy that's normally going to say focus on rank. You shouldn't focus on rank. Let's put it this way: you need to at some point get some role to a level of expertise in the 1%.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
need to know what that feels like, even if it completely shifts and you end up playing tank or DPS or whatever, and in the collegiate team, you need to know what it feels like to really deliberately practice and focus and set goals and reach a level of mastery. Because once you reach Grandmaster with one role, it's easy, right? After that, anything. You can hit anything. Like, I feel like right now I could hit Grandmaster on any role I wanted to, on any hero that I wanted to, given a period of time. And obviously I'm coach, but I'm old man mechanics at the same time. So, you can do it. You're close. Yeah. So, okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. We'll talk about like the specifics of that if you have any questions, but let's keep going through the forum. I like to think I have a good understanding of the game. I do some coaching in some spare time. However, I think I also have a lot to learn. What do you hope to get out of the session? Better understanding of how to get better value out of Genji, as well as setting up and timing engagements. And you said that you want to do a tank code you would like to take a look at instead.
Yes.
Okay, works for me. Long-term, short-term goals. Grandmaster, become the best Genji in my region, and now it's going to be the best tank in your region. Coming from you, Nanda. Love it. Yeah. Okay. So before we move on, though, the most important thing that we talked about is specialization, at least cyclical specialization, right? And trying that out and trying to achieve some level of mastery. However, I want to know what your average training schedule, average play day looks like right now in terms of warm up, rank, scrims, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So a normal day, I'll do about 10-15 minute warm up, just some aim codes in Overwatch. If I'm really trying to improve my mechanics, I might do like 20 to 30, like get a bit of aim labs in there maybe. Then I tend to just queue comp, whether that's either by myself or with the team.
Okay. And then what codes do you usually go for?
There's a bounce aim one that I kind of use just to like get used to my mouse, like just get the hands warm. And then there's another, the Havana one, the aim trainer.
Okay. And how long do you spend on those?
Yeah, about 10 to 15 minutes usually.
Total?
Yeah, unless I'm trying to like really improve my mechanics, which I'll spend like 30 there.
Okay. Sounds good. And then I guess from there you said you just either scrim stuff or ranked?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I guess for you then, I think you're definitely, the warm-up is fine, the amount of time spending in ranked and scrims is fine. It's going to be about being more efficient and more direct with how those hours are spent in terms of hero or in terms of role, if that makes sense. I'm not saying necessarily if you're playing DPS you should one-trick Mei, but I'm strongly implying it. Or Genji or whatever, or two-trick, right? Or if you're going to tank, try and specialize and drop the diva for right now. Just focus on getting your mains up and then going from there. I don't know. I'm a big fan of, like, I think players early on in their careers, as in like the first 3, 4, 5, even 6 months that they play the game, I think they don't specialize, or they specialize too much. And I think players like yourself who've been around for a long time, I think they don't specialize enough. Even if you want to shift things up, there is something that you learn from one-tricking a hero that you won't get elsewhere, or two-tricking a hero. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you feel is holding you back from improving? Understanding a bit of mechanics. Mechanics make sense given the amount of times you're going to be flexing and filling. I think a little bit more specialization will improve that. I think in terms of warm-up, you're fine. understanding? Is there anything in particular that understanding that comes to mind?
Not off the top of my head.
So it's just a general feeling.
Again, it's also kind of hard to pinpoint a specific thing when I play so much flex.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Because it's like, with tank, it could be like, I don't know, like with DPS specifically, it could be like pathing. But with tank, it could be like, I don't know, my timing on my engages or...
Right. Okay. So maybe it's not... Even then, it sounds like you have an idea of some things that it might be, but you just need to kind of see.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or anything else you want to go over in the forum before we hop in?
No.
Okay. Let's get that code, and I'm gonna get Overwatch pulled up here. So what
is
this?
A little bit of context. Yeah. So today, well, technically yesterday now, I had a big LAN tournament with the school. So we played from like 8:30 in the morning to like 5 p.m.
Jeez.
And this is the finals. This is the finals.
How'd you guys do?
We won.
Nice.
Very, very close match, but we won in the end, which is good. Out of the 3 games we played, this is the one that I feel like was a little bit lost. A little bit lost.
Lost and not sure what to do, or what?
Nah, I've had a very brief look over it. I think it's just target priority. I looked at the tank too much.
Okay. So you're already ahead of the game then.
Yeah, I like looking at stuff a bit.
Okay. So this is what you want to look over? Is this all RAM?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Now I know you're tired, but I am going to ask you some questions. So if you don't know the answer, pop a caffeine. No, just think on it and give me the best that you got.
Yep.
How do you play this matchup from your perspective?
Basically, the second you get around the Rhine and kind of like can get into their backline, you're pretty good.
Yeah. But what can you do in the meantime?
Tick space and try and poke out some damage.
Like what you have over the tank matchup is the ability to spam the Rhine pre-fight. What you have over the Rhine and the mid-fight is the ability to, outside of his pin, access his backline easier than he can access yours, just from the speed boost of your punch. That's pretty much it. Also, good question. Is punch a bigger hitbox than swing, or is it the same?
I'm not quite sure. It feels smaller.
I'm not sure. Overwatch Reinhardt, because I feel like that would be helpful to know. Let's see here. So Ramattra, it is... Pummel is 12 meters, and oh wow, it's a lot further.
Oh, range as in
Yeah, it's double the distance.
Yeah.
More than double the distance. 5 meters compared to 12. Wow, that simplifies things immensely. Now, the interesting thing here is too much focus on Ryan, right? Yeah. However, he is low. And there is nobody peeking in hindsight, so maybe not the end of the world. Very satisfying though. Lots and lots of damage. But as you saw, the problem is that he's just soaking so much damage while his Ana and Kiriko are just putting more and more and more and more and more and more healing into him. Meanwhile, look at the DPS angles here. Wait for it. You see slowly taking more and more deeper, right?
Yeah.
And like that's something that you can look to discourage, as unsatisfying as that is. Like you said, a little more attention, even here on like the Genji to force deflect and then moving on from there. Because in terms of I'm going to be honest, in terms of the tank trade, I think you did the correct thing. Early pressure, the E placement was fine, and then pummeling him, keeping it snowballed. But obviously, it wasn't the highest return on investment given the situation.
Another thing I kind of want to look at is my ability usage, specifically with Vortex and Shield.
Okay.
I feel like on this map I don't get a lot of...
Okay, we'll take a look. So, this is an interesting one.
Yeah,
I don't want to overly analyze this, but I do think it's worth pointing out that there's two ways of using Vortex, right? Directly or indirectly. That's all there really is. If you're using it directly, what would you be doing with this Vortex?
Putting it directly on top of the Reinhardt.
Right, or not using it at all and walking forward onto the backline and throwing it directly on the backline, right? One or the other. Now, what's the indirect value out of Vortex?
Like cutting off their access to choke.
Right. So what you do is you, instead of throwing it here, you just blindly throw it here, knowing what that would do, right? What would that do?
It makes sure that no one can kind of like rotate through and take angles.
Right. This Ana can peek her Rein, but if you throw it here, she's going to be a little bit more hesitant to peek on this angle, right?
Yeah.
So what you've done here is you've kind of done neither. You've cut out, you've created a little bit of a split between the backline, but it's not near good enough. And in addition, you've kind of slowed the Reinhardt, but it's not near good enough, right? Either you stick it on the Rein directly, or you stick it directly to zone backline, one or the other. There's no in between. This one does a little bit of bad, like a little bit of both things, but it doesn't do either one of them well, and that's the problem. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now, honest question here: which one do you think would have been better here? Because I'm not actually not too sure.
Probably walk on the back line.
I think so too. Yeah. I now that I'm actually thinking, I'm not so sure, but now I'm sure. No, I do think probably holding it here and then throwing it on backline and then targeting backline as a result would probably have been better. Now we want to see shield here too, right? I mean, definitely into your nemesis form. There's no reason not to, right?
Yeah.
Because that's going to be what kills you.
Something I only missed halfway through this game,
there. You see?
Yeah.
There's the nade, there's the damage, not only from the Ana, but from the Sojourn and Kiriko as well. Even the Genji is not good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Indirect, you tell me.
It's kind of direct. It's a bit misplaced, but
that's the thing, right? It's misplaced. Where would it be if it was optimal?
Most of the left, like directly on top of the
Obviously not into the deflect, but yes, right here. Yep.
Yeah.
Again with the shield. It's free real estate, right?
Yeah.
Throw it right here. Allow you to close, because your shield is what's going to allow you to close the distance. Because you're doing the right thing here, but no shield. This target priority is fine. You really just have to pick somebody. And the thing with like Annihilation, you have to be so decisive, right? You cannot hesitate at all, otherwise you lose it. And it works just fine. So this fight should be won, despite the mess. Get him.
I got it, don't worry.
Nice. So yeah, nice Annihilation, well timed. Shield usage is atrocious. E usage is a little bit messy. Target priority there was reasonable enough. You're doing the right things here. You know the problem here.
Yeah.
You just need to be careful. Honestly, I don't really see the need for you to walk. I think you guys have already kind of lost this. Were you guys planning on using an ultimate here or beat or something?
I think I did because we had so many ults here.
Yeah, because I'm like, why are you shielding and pushing here? Because I think that this doesn't feel very good, right?
We're gonna wall visor.
Yeah, but yeah, I assume that was the play here. So yeah, I mean, if there's an ultimate used in like the next 1 second, then this is fine. And yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, no. There we go.
That being said, if you were pushing here, you would like to have this shield timing be a little bit better, right? So that you can actually spam a little bit 3, 2, 1 walk and then actually shield on top of where you want to pummel. Like that's the #1 thing you have to be doing versus Honest.
Yep.
At least give you something to dance around. Too much Rein. I'm glad you remediate that problem, but it's just too late.
Yeah.
I would say shield, but I don't think it would have mattered either way. Yeah. Okay. So then the question again, right? Indirect or direct? Is it use it to slow directly or to zone an area?
Yeah.
Which one?
I try and use it directly here.
Directly here. Okay. Does it do its job?
It's slightly misplaced again.
In what regard?
It could be a bit further back, like towards the Rhine.
Or you could have saved it half a second later. You see, what we're not talking about with either direct or indirect is that timing is of both of those is very important, right? Direct doesn't mean faster. So if you're here, I think the concept of slowing the Rhine when he's trying to walk on the point is very, very good. I like it. It's probably the best value to use. However, placement and timing, I would rather you be like ready, bam, immediately, right there. And smack dab a little bit, like you said, a little bit further out to the left. That being said, it's all right. It ends up being an indirect E because you were a little bit early with it, but you still get value out of it, right?
Yeah.
Timing of this is also not good. The principle is fine, but it's not good. Because let me ask you, when is this Ana going to go for Sleep Dart or Nade?
When I pop Nemesis.
Right. Or when the Rhine pushes.
Yeah.
Right? So now if she does it earlier than that, yes, you're going to get slept or naded. However, you're less concerned about it. That's the big takeaway, right? If she uses it in a time where you're not expecting it, it's probably also not a time where it's the most valuable. So right now, this shield is poor because the shield should be now. You see, it should be in a response to either you pushing or in a response to them pushing. And then now the shield it gets good value, but it could be better. That being said, not the end of the world, right? It did get pretty good value. The fact that your shield broke is like pretty impressive.
Yeah.
A little too much Rhine focus. If you had heard Sleep Dart there, by the way, I would have 100% popped Nemesis for him. 100%. I don't know if you did or not. Did you?
No.
Okay, so that's the problem. That's the only cooldown you need to really worry about. Nade, obviously, as well, but that's the most important one by far. And that is going to screw you up because you're going to give space here when you actually have a cooldown and an HP advantage, when you should be giving space. Because really you should just be Nemesis forming and then beating the absolute living crap out of these guys while these guys trade on Rhine. So that's unfortunate. Direct works out okay. Unfortunately, probably still a lost fight. Shield is fine. Maybe winnable here. Oh no. Maybe. Tragic. I understand though. I understand. Felt winnable. Still might be winnable.
Now I call Esky.
Yeah. The E is fine as well. It catches the cast. Yeah, this works out okay. Careful of sleep. You're representing and they're dead. Good. This has been so. Let me be honest with you. This has not been perfect by any means. Mostly in terms of the timing of your cooldowns and the tracking of Sleep Dart, leading to you giving space when you should have been able to hold it. But best fight so far from you. In terms of your cooldown placement, wasn't timed perfectly, but the theory of when and how you're using things and your target priority there, quite good. Very good. And it ends up working out okay as well. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be better. I want to see a lot more punish on that rotation from you there. Way more punish. You have a ranged weapon, and you have a really excellent high ground position here. This should be E'd and spammed to high heaven, and they should also be terrified of you dropping on them with Nemesis form. Now, you probably won't, because they're going to sleep you, but they should think about it. You know, you should be forcing cooldowns here. This is way too passive. And then really here, this only makes sense that you're immediately matching them on the corner if what?
If I have an ability, like an advantage.
Sure. Do you have an ability advantage?
I don't think so.
No, you don't. I don't see Suzu. I don't see people who are low. She still has sleep. She still has nade. Are you engaging with beat?
Probably no.
Yeah, Death Blossom. You kind of catch my point here, right?
Yeah.
So this is the opposite of last fight where you haven't really earned this push, And so really you should just get Nano, Reined, and Shattered, and you should die here.
Yep.
Even because I don't even feel back windows enough to earn this. And you could, it's not just what you did, it's what you inspired your team to do, which was inarguably the wrong play. You can't do this. You can't do this.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
All right. We get a Riki test though. We get high for free. That's good. No rush. We're fine. Poor.
Yep.
E for direct purposes is misplaced. E for indirect purposes is misplaced. Where would E for direct go?
Early.
Where would E for direct go?
Onto the back line here, definitely.
For indirect, right here. What about for direct?
Honestly, I'd probably put it in the Cass.
Yeah.
Try and
Yeah.
pop Nemesis.
Yeah. Throw it right on top of him and immediately chase him down. Now, if you were a really boring snoozer old fogey that wanted to focus the tank trade, where would you place it? Like with your intention right now, which is to put on the Rhine, which is probably not the best thing, but if you were, where would you put it?
On the Rhine?
On the Rhine, right? Yeah. Right. Like actually do it, you know. This is just not great. And then really the shield as well. Like the shield is like, what is this really doing? You know, are you going to be pushing with the shield right now? Sure. If so, where should the shield be?
Way further up.
Right. So that you not only are able to close the distance, but you're also able to cut off the Rhine heal, which you're not doing a very good job of right now. So you can have your cake and eat it too. And then you see the problem right now, right? Imagine if your E or your shield had been better placed for this exact same play. He's dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here we go. Moment of truth. Yeah,
never punished, baby.
Never punished. But the thing is you have been punished. You know, you have been punished.
Almost every other fight, yeah.
Right. And that's the thing is like, you know, if this is a ranked game, this is going to get punished 50% of the time, which is why you're going to be in the rank that you're at with tank, right? We want something that's working. My old catchphrase is I want a 55% of the time so that you can get out of the rank that you're at. You need to be performing slightly better than where you're at right now. Good target focus though. And then obviously she's cooked and you should win this. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Any questions so far?
No. Well, pretty stock standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Now, the nice thing about the indirect and direct way of looking at it is it allows for interpretation about how you want to do it. And so it doesn't matter if they're on Orisa or Winston or Ram Mirror. It's the same idea. Now, we could talk about how you best use an E versus an Orisa, but ultimately, at the very least, you need to at least check the direct or indirect box, right? So,
yep.
Moving beyond that to a little bit more micro focused, what are you thinking? Well, let's play it out a little bit. What do you think?
I like to play it probably a bit indirectly here.
Okay.
Probably like just like right in that choke.
Sure. Why?
I don't want the Orisa kind of just to press W onto me. I'm a bit scared of that. So
it looks like you want to play in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
And your shield alone is for that purpose, right? So careful. So you might even use your E reactively in response to what they're doing.
Yep.
And then be kind of like, honestly, like we talk about the difference between direct and indirect. Sometimes a direct can lead to an indirect, right? So if you throw your E right on top of the Orisa and she just swerves right out of there, you take that. Right? You take that right there. What do you think?
It's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good. I actually think it's perfect. Obviously, you did maybe a little bit. You got to be real cautious with how much you're peeking here. Like you got to be really careful, right? Like just a little bit too wide here, right?
Yeah.
So, but that's more of a cover usage thing than the E, right? The E is brilliant, you know. Like if you think about it, you could have and should have played that one significantly better. You need to block this. But in terms of your E and your shield to get that corner, and then to a lesser extent your Nemesis form, brilliant, right? Perfectly done.
Yep.
Perfectly done. just a little bit more discipline with the blocking and a little bit more discipline with the cover there. But you earned that fight win by winning every cooldown trade, right? Well done.
Yep.
It's more of a macro. What is it?
Could I even get away with walking
Well, okay,
back
so this is the problem. Okay, my main point here is that this is why I hated you dying, because you should have been able to hold this here and just obliterate the rotation and touch at the last possible second when they're already dead. But yeah, now I do feel like you have to go to point. I really want us to be able to control the space here and stall point, but I don't know if you guys have the composition for it. You don't really have a tracer or anything like that, so I do think you have to go to point, sadly. Bit of a disaster.
Yeah.
This is where you stop shooting this guy. Well, no, I actually, no, I think you're okay. Just because there was nothing else to access, so I think you're probably fine. This is fine.
Oh, this spot. Oh, no, it's next spot.
This is just the miscommunication here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think what you're doing is not necessarily bad. She doesn't have sleep dart though, so she should be your target priority. The biggest thing though is seeing your Reaper going in and then turning around to focus on the Reaper instead of just helping your Reaper get the trades here. Because really, both of these guys should be dead, and then that would mean that yes, your Bastion's dead, but your Bastion's dead anyway. You're not gonna even kill this guy, are you?
No.
Yeah. Well, at least they use Nano. Okay. This guy's just blowing shields, so that's nice. This guy's just blowing all of his cooldowns. Now you need to go right now. Right now, right? You need to throw your shield, throw your E, and obviously be careful of sleep dart, but this guy is cooked. No!
I should. Yeah, I already see what I should have done there.
yeah. I think obviously if they had like an ultimate, you need to be careful. But like you have again, you've won the cooldown trade here. Now you've done it through his mistake and not through you playing well. But you know what? You take it, right? You didn't need to.
Should I have thrown? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Should I have thrown the E directly onto that Sigma, then just try and wall off the armor, then just like walk onto it with
either
Nemesis?
Direct E on the Cassidy right here and kill him, or throw the E at the backline while you're punching the Cassidy. I don't care what you do. Probably E on the Cassidy. And then what you do is you just punch the Cassidy and like lean in towards here. But oh my days, this is just so free.
Yeah.
But now it's like this, you missed your opportunity, and really I was gonna say, it's like this is still sleepable. You're probably okay though, she's still probably gonna die. So it's still a decent play. Like, in other words, their tank messed up his cooldown so badly that it didn't matter, right? But yeah, not optimal. Careful. Direct, it's fine. Still would not be fun. This is again the tank focus though, right? So like you've seen his Wraith. Why are you pursuing the Sigma? Throw your shield if you want on the Sigma. If you don't want to turn your back on him, throw your E here and beat the just even ult, right? Just kill these guys. Like, it's really unfortunate. Maybe.
I'm better.
I guess so. I mean, you know how it is, right? Ramattra obliterates cleanup phase, right?
Yeah.
Like when stuff gets messy and people don't have cooldowns, you win every fight. There's another hero like that as well. I think it's like Reaper. Like Reaper just kills everybody if they don't have a single cooldown, right? But if they have cooldowns, it's misery, right? You're chilling. It's like whenever you use your E, it's like, what is this enabling me to do that I wouldn't otherwise be able to do?
No, that was a misclick.
Ah, okay. Never mind then.
No, unironically, that was a misclick.
Alright, it happens. I don't care. This is fine. Because this is going to allow you to get a lot of spam out from your backline that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get, right? Because the Ashe and Sigma would spam you out. Obviously, your BAP is dead, but that's his fault, not yours. So this shield is good. The Nemesis, I think, is pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, this fight was just lost, honestly. So I think you're just like trying to get a trade. I want to know what happens here, though.
What?
All right, well, you know who that is, so you're going to take care of that for me, okay?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
Nothing you can do about that. Obviously, the fat finger on E is a disaster. Okay, I will say this. For every good fight that you have, this happens.
Bad one.
Like,
Yeah.
you're just running it down. You know, like, you don't even, like, look at the Reaper here. You could literally just... You could even throw a shield here and turn and focus Reaper without your Nemesis and force his Wraith and then rotate your entire team out this direction safely, right?
Yep.
Objectively, the better play, even if it costs you your shield. Objectively. Good target priority here. Don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. Well, you know, okay, here's the thing. If you do it with your team, I'm okay with it. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Because remember, even you just forcing out the backline is good value there. Because then you've isolated the Sigma and you can win the trade there. The reason why I'm saying don't chase is because this might just be too far and this is more accessible. I don't honestly know, but it's something to consider. Big thing though is like you're so tunneled on the tank that you miss the Reaper who's just literally trolling. E for indirect on a Sigma is not worth it. Yeah. Right?
This is really annoying me now that I see it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure she just jumped off the map. I'm not gonna lie with you. I am.
She got pooped, I believe, and then she just jumped back up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she came back. Still focused on tank. I mean, I get it here, but like here, it's like yes, thank you, 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 thank you. No, I know, but focus, because you missed the Ana, right? I know Kiriko hitbox, funny. There we go. Find her. Yes. And here it comes, surely. Block! Could have blocked. That Reaper should have died. Oh, that Reaper would have 100% died. If you lose this, it's your fault. I can't wait. Oh, huge boop. Wait.
Oh.
Wait, alright, I want to see this. Nice.
Don't you worry.
Block, there's sleep dart.
Don't you worry.
Or maybe
watch it.
Oh!
He's off the map.
Oh! A little bit slowing the reflexes there. Get her. Fat. No. Oh, you must lose this.
I was so scared. Gotta be honest.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and he jumps too. He absolutely pips me.
Allow me to say. Oh! Okay. All right, we keep going.
This last round, I play ball, and we just. Oh, actually, watch the Reinhardt, but the ball, I'm not too concerned about. I don't play ball at all.
So before we move on, though, Ram, let's tie this one up here. Ram, what are some things that you're seeing?
Definitely focus tank less. Ability usage, E direct/indirect. Shield, always pop shield before I pop Nemesis.
Yes.
Put it in a position that's aggressive so I can actually use it while I'm in Nemesis.
Direct versus direct. Ease. Shield into Nemesis. Tank focus a little too much. It was just felt like it was inconsistent. Sometimes it was fine, sometimes it wasn't. Okay. Anything else? I think those were the big three for me.
Those are the big ones, yeah.
Let's keep going. Huh. Coward should depend. Oh, you lost track of the honest. Shame on you.
I considered it, but I didn't.
Your entire like thing with Ryan is just like, who can I push out, right? Like, who can I hit with a hammer and force a cooldown, right? So like right here, you're rolling out here. You're like, okay, soldier's over here. So I either push the soldier out or I rotate where I can't be shot by the soldier, right?
Yeah.
So what you do is you rotate where?
Right side.
Right side, and then what do you do?
Probably working that Genji.
Yeah,
Working
or
backline.
the Doom. You just swing, right? You force deflect or dash and or punch. But you do so in a safer position. And then also from here, okay, so then you see Genji in front of you now. Okay, force deflect, there's a deflect. Soldier's not shooting you. Back out right. Do it again. Okay, they're away from you now. Your first instinct needs to be, is there anything else? Yes.
Yeah, I missed man.
Goodbye. Right?
Yeah.
It's all about rotating to what you can push as safely as you possibly can. You've been pretty much a non-factor this fight, and the way I like to look at Reinhardt is it's a little bit like Mercy. This is a weird comparison, where like if you miss these opportunities, it's really hard for you to like carry a fight that's already been lost, right? And the irony here is even though that your team is still alive, I feel like your team is at a massive disadvantage right now. So unless you hit like a big pen or a nade or a shot, I think you guys are a little bit in trouble. Like, you're not, they just have better angles than you guys. They're doing so much more damage. Yeah. Do it. Do it, right?
Oh man, I'm trying to get my team out.
Because remember when we talked about I was saying to swing away from the soldier, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you pin the soldier right now? Where do you get crossfired?
Point.
Right. Is that a problem? Is that a risk? Is that scary?
To me, yeah.
You pin here. Is this going to kill you?
Not if I go sword, yeah.
Do you kind of see what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
you need to develop this instinct, which is going to be coming with time, and this is why you need to specialize a little bit, where if I swing here or push here, I'm not going to die. And I had the same thing when I saw the Genji Kiriko over here. I was like, if you pin over here, I don't think Ana will kill you. And I also know the soldier who's way over here is going to be able to do jack. So you remember the fight that I was talking about like a couple seconds ago, right?
Yeah.
Same kind of thing here, where if you can pin to clear space in a way that you're not taking damage, you need to do it. But you're indecisive. And you're going to continue to get crossfired, and you're going to die. What would Winston do? You're a dive tank, right?
What would Winston do? Right here?
It's more of a meme question, right? If I could do a safe jump, right, without dying to clear out an angle.
Soft dive, yeah.
Right. The difference between you and Winston is obviously it's a little bit harder for you to reach those targets, but you can. And the difference with Winston is it's easier for you to clear what's right in front of you, but you have to actually rotate in a way where you can't take damage. What would Winston do?
Pin onto that Genji.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
Probably either walk backline or like.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. What happens when you pin on the Genji?
Nothing.
Right. And what does he have to do?
Use all of his abilities.
Right. And where does he go?
Back to his team.
Right. And so now you've streamlined your team's threats all in a big clump. And the clumpier they are, the easier it is for you to block them, the easier it is for you to swing on them. And then from here, you could just walk in backline or just even shield backline and you win. But,
I do it the slow way.
That's all right. Honestly, that's fine, right? Now look at this, right? Much more comfy, right? Much more comfortable. Get healed back up. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Let them handle this, right? Your Ana's been popping off, right? Go trade the backline, right? Now, obviously, this fight's over. I'm not going to lie to you. They've hit Blade. They're going to have Doomfist. You guys don't have Jack. You guys are probably going to panic support ult and still lose. But, you know, this is at least in theory. And meanwhile, the Visor's like doing work but you got the kill on the Kiriko, right? Yeah, this fight's over. Okay, all right, let's go. Now, you see it?
Yeah.
Is that easy can you pin across here?
Directly to the right?
Yeah, right here.
No.
No, why?
They have like all the angles on me.
You take so much damage. Could you rotate and clear out this off angle? Yes, but you didn't know that he was there in the first place. You maybe thought he was over here again. Right?
Yeah.
So then what do you do right here? Who do you want to hit
Honestly,
with your hammer?
probably the support. Who's
Sure,
behind the Doomfist?
sure.
The Genji?
The Genji, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But you can't clear out this angle, so avoid it, right? Remember when he was over here? We wanted you over here.
Yeah.
He's over here. Where should you go?
Behind the pillar, left side
Behind
where
the
the
pillar.
armor is.
Go to the left again.
Yeah.
But this time it's not to clear space, it's just to use what's already there. And then to go to the back line. But this is giving that soldier value by what you're doing right now. You see? You're giving him value by playing within where he wants you to play. When you see a mouse trap, don't step in it. Yeah, it's all about tank. It's all about tank for you. All about tank. Yes, 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 yes. Pin, coward. Yes. Get it, 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 get it. Yes. No, don't cancel the pin. Get the soldier. Coward. Nice. Most you've done was that little frame right there. That was really good. That was really good. Now you win. You guys win this?
We do win this. Yeah.
Oh, what a sweat fest. What an absolute sweat fest. Okay. Do you play much Rhyme? I mean, you did talk about it as one of your main tanks, but is that...
I do, yeah.
So we should put a little bit of... obviously, only 2 fights, but a little bit. What did you see?
What did I see? Pressuring out people that I can without, like, taking massive amounts of damage. What would Winston do, basically?
Mm-hmm.
If they have, like, a kind of a long-range hit scan, playing around, like... Obviously cover where they can't see me. What's the safest way to rotate where I can get onto someone? Ignore tank.
Yes, way too much attention on tank. Now that's not always going to be the case. If you do have a pretty juicy trade on Sigma, and like let's say the Reinhardt is mirroring you and preventing you from getting to backline, which he will do. He needs to do. Then you're gonna have to worry about winning that tank trade, but. Doomfist doesn't care about you, right? He doesn't care. So, yeah. You want to keep going, or do you want to stop there and go to something else?
I mean, you can give it a watch if you want.
I want to see this. How serious is this here for you?
I don't play ball. I do not play ball.
I see that. Well, the Ana can't hit a sleep dart to save her life, so I think you're good to be good. Look at that, look at that. Ignoring the Doom, spin to win, which is unironically quite good. Probably would have launched yourself there and slammed there.
Yeah.
Like you did earlier. Look at that squishy focus. Nice. Your ball looks like mine.
My ball attack is god tier.
Slam it. Slam it.
Totally forgot I had that ability.
Oh dear. Okay.
It's not good, okay? I don't play this character.
Nah, it's alright. It's alright. No way you guys win this fight though. Blade coming in, Visor. They saved that for Nano. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. You're gonna do the 180 tech, aren't you?
Yeah,
no, you're not.
Totally.
Oh my gosh, they're just trolling. No way they blade. I'm smelling a blade. Okay, we just throw our mines. There's the blade. Oh, boom. Okay, I just have to know. I just have to know what happens here.
Most deserved blade. Oh my god, she literally just walked into it.
Oh no! Oh, they had Nano Blade and they lost. Okay, maybe they'll Nano Genji. Oh, they go Sombra. Okay, let's see here. She's not gonna hit it. Oh.
Never hits it.
By the way, I love the Sombra swap because they get.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's because you were definitely the problem.
Look at her! Look at.
Oh.
She hacks me then runs away.
Oh my gosh. I think your ball play is better when you don't have grapple.
Oh my god.
I think just play ball 76. Okay, now they go Symmetra. That's gonna fix the issue.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, they still have Curio and Doom. You guys only have Curie. Oh! Oh! Wait. Oh no, I have to see this. I have to see this.
Poor Anna. Oh no.
Wait, why was
She
the
didn't
nade
even wait for me to
used?
hit the ground.
Why was the nade used? Oh no.
Okay.
Overwatch 2.
Differential.
Oh, fats. Oh, and you forced the Suzu and the nade. Were you guys excited at this point, I
Somehow
assume?
the character I don't play is better than my run.
Well, you're looking at the right targets at least, you know? That's the thing. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so do you have any questions? We talked about a lot of different things.
No, I think from what we touched on at the beginning and then the VOD, I'm pretty happy with that.
Okay, sounds good. So if you do have any questions, you know the routine. You can shoot me a message anytime. You also have a free replay code review as well. So if you decide to do the, one trick May pivot, which is inevitable, you can't avoid it, it's coming.
Obviously.
You can send me the replay code and give me like 4 or 5 timestamps, and I'll take a look at it and send you some feedback. Sound good?
Awesome.
Okay,
Cool.
I will get this uploaded later, I guess, for you, probably by tomorrow night for you.
Yeah.
But I will let you know, and I'll get you the link as soon as I can.